We're joined once again by Dr. Charles Vialotti, who is a medical director at Villa Marie Claire Residential Hospice, which is at Holy Name Medical Center. Good to see you, Charles.
Great to see you, Steve.
For those who haven't seen, by the way, go back on our website, steveadubato.org, see previous interviews we did with Dr. Vialotti. Tell everyone what Villa Marie Claire is, because it's such an important residential hospice at such a critical time in our lives, particularly on the back end, if you will.
Yes. Villa Marie Claire is a very, very unique residential hospice, which is operated by Holy Name. The hospice itself is in Saddle River, New Jersey. It's on 27 pastoral acres. It's in a 100-year-old Tuscan mansion. We offer cutting-edge end-of-life care for patients and their families that is probably unmatched anywhere in the country. We are able to offer our patients and families a home-like setting, which is both comfortable and compassionate, which encourages living with dignity, not dying with dignity. Our focus is not on death, but it's on the finest quality of life that can be experienced at the end of life's journey.
Let me disclose that Holy Name Medical Center is an underwriter of our healthcare programming. Charles, let me follow up on this. As we do this program, it's literally the 2-year anniversary of my dad passing. And my sisters, myself, my mom, our family, all there, you know. We're blessed, fortunate to be with him at the end. But I often think about how difficult it is, how difficult it was for our family, how difficult it is for so many families to talk about end-of-life issues for ourselves as well. You and I have had this conversation offline on the air as well. Are we any better at that, Charles?
Well, culturally, I think we avoid conversations about end of life. We all like to be in control of everything we do during our active lives. We like to decide where we're going to school, what our profession is going to be, if we're going to marry, who we're going to marry, where we're going to live. We like to have total control over our lives, but for some reason, culturally, we're uncomfortable about thinking about what would happen if we suddenly lost the ability to express what our preferences were for the way our lives would be lived when we come to the end of life's journey. And we are beginning to get better at that, but still have a long way to go. There's a wonderful new release that Holy Name has just put out that is a video program talking about how to develop, how to compose a plan for the end of your life. It's called an advanced directive. And we encourage people to try to think very clearly about what they would like the end of their lives to look at, where would they want to live, how would they want to live, what treatment would they accept, what treatments would they prefer to avoid. And this wonderful document also gives people the opportunity of creating a video of themselves talking to their loved ones about what their beliefs are, what their passions are, what their wishes would be, and explaining to them the important decision that they've made of who is going to be their healthcare proxy when the time comes that they can no longer express their personal wishes and their personal beliefs. Very often, if you haven't designated a healthcare proxy, if you become unable to take care of your wishes and express your wishes, you're just assigned a proxy who is the closest relative to you that may or may not be good. If they think the way you do, or they understand what you would have wanted, you'll get what you want. But they may have very different beliefs and very different feelings and may not be able to give you the kind of transitional period in your life that you would have preferred.
You keep referring to, Dr. Vialotti, a healthcare proxy. Are you advising people, regardless of their age, particularly those of us who are older, to have that conversation and to designate someone as our, I can't do it, this person's my proxy, this person can vote for me, this person will tell you what my wishes are? You're saying it's important to do that.
It's very important, because when you lose the ability to express what you would want during this phase of your life, If you haven't appointed someone who you trust and who you know respects you enough to carry out your wishes, you've lost that control. What we're encouraging people to do is to name a person who they know will carry out their wishes. And if they've created either a formal document, like a healthcare proxy, or have actually created a video where they explain to their families why they've chosen this person, they'll avoid all the stress and all the conflict that can develop among family members when this tragic end of life period begins to embrace them, really. We have found families break apart because they disagree on what should be done for mom or dad or their child when life is threatened. But if they've clearly stated what they want, and if they picked the correct healthcare proxy, it's a very smooth transition. Everyone understands what they would want, and certainly we should always be able to control our lives, and certainly nothing is more important than controlling that final part of life's journey.
And also, again, Dr. Vialotti is talking about Villa Marie Claire, but regardless of where you are geographically in the New Jersey metropolitan area, everything that Dr. Vialotti is saying right now is relevant to you. I don't know if everyone has access to a video at their individual healthcare situation, but the proxy you can do. And that's what Dr. Vialotti is talking about. Charles, I've never asked you this. Why did you get into this line of work, and why are you so passionate about it?
Well, I was initially a radiation oncologist by board certification, but in 1978, I responded to a RFA from the National Cancer Institute for community hospitals that might want to develop a comprehensive cancer program. Part of that required that we develop a hospice. I've been doing hospice care since 1978 because we were funded. But as I have gone through life and experienced with these thousands of families, the traumas, the stresses of end-of-life issues, the financial stresses, the emotional stresses, and then experienced some very, very deep personal losses that were not memorable in a positive way. My younger sister, who passed away 18 years ago, and my beloved Sandy, who passed away 13 years ago, in New York hospitals, did not have comfortable, dignified, fair, compliant deaths that were things that they would have wanted. They suffered, they struggled, and I made a promise to them, because I could not control what was being done by the hospice teams in those two hospitals, that no one who was entrusted to my care would ever have that painful death, that frightening death, and no family would ever have that searingly painful memory embrace them and damage them for the rest of their lives. None of us were offered any kind of supportive care or bereavement care after these losses. And it really is a commitment I made to those who I've lost and those who I've witnessed losses in my years of caring for people at the end of life, that it can be better. It can be a good experience. It can be a life-enriching experience if it's managed in the proper way.
Charles, thank you. I have a feeling you helped a lot of people deal with an incredibly difficult topic, but a topic that none of us can avoid. Dr. Charles Vialotti. Thank you, Charles. All the best.
Thank you so much. Great seeing you.
You got it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, PSEG Foundation, Bank of America, the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare, Community Food Bank of New Jersey, Johnson & Johnson, the Russell Berry Foundation, the Fidelco Group, and by the Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by New Jersey Monthly.
Hundreds of thousands of people in New Jersey face hunger.
Now, more than ever.
Together with our 800-plus agency partners,
Now, more than ever.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey is fighting hunger
Now, more than ever.
this holiday season, in a time when the need is so great. You can help our hungry neighbors by going to cfbnj.org to donate now.